My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content.
Hey folks, welcome back. Today our special guest is Mark Rickert, and Mark is a very experienced real estate entrepreneur zooming in from New Mexico, just up the Sonora Desert from me.
Yeah.
Quite a ways up. But
Who would
Mark, welcome to
think?
the show.
Thank you for having me, Dave. It really an honor to be here and to get to know all of your listeners and viewers. Thank
Yeah,
you.
likewise. So Mark, you do a few different things in real estate. I know you're a very active realtor. I'm not sure if you're a broker or not, but that's a big part of what you're up to, but you're also an investor. So maybe let's zoom out first and just give us a 30,000 foot perspective. When it comes to real estate, what do you do?
We are traditional. I'm a traditional broker, and I became a broker so to feed and fuel the addiction of buying investment real estate.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of how things
So you were an
started.
investor first and then became a broker. Is that what I'm understanding?
Actually, no, I didn't have any investments at the time. I became a broker so that I could actually buy something
Got it.
that we sell, buy the things we sell.
Okay, so that's that. And how long have you been a broker for?
12 years now.
Nice, very good. Now, on the investing side of things, what kind of properties do you invest in and what's your strategy? Is it a long-term buy and hold type thing or more transactional?
Yeah, historically, so far it's been a buy and hold.
Mhm.
We have sold some of our properties, the lower performing properties. We take the 20% lowest performing and dispose of those. But yeah, we got into single family homes pretty heavy during COVID and that period, and continue to do that today. And we've moved even into developing spec homes now.
Oh, very good. All right.
Mhm.
When we were just chatting when we first jumped on Zoom, you mentioned that you're right now in one of your Airbnb properties. Is that
Yes.
your primary strategy, or what do you do with your single family homes?
Uh, no, I didn't actually want to do an Airbnb. I have a client, I've sold four of her Airbnbs, and she's very meticulous. And we have a property near the International Balloon Fiesta here in Albuquerque. And so she said that would be a great property to Airbnb. And it took 2 years, but she finally convinced me. So here we are. We've got our first two bookings, but no, we generally like long-term renters, year at a time, and we typically go into a property and gut it, fix it up very nicely, and we get well above market rents because they're basically almost into a new home.
All right. So maybe walk me through a recent deal just to kind of give us the before, during, and after perspective of what that actually looks like.
Sure. Well, there's a town northwest of Albuquerque called Rio Rancho. Some people have heard of. There's an Intel plant there where they do
Right.
semiconductor fabrication, and so uh, we bought. I went in did a deal with my son. He brought in half the capital, and I put in half the capital. It was his first investment property. We bought that property, and it needed a lot of work, so we just pretty much gutted gutted it, and then got it up on the market, and the we did a cash out refinance on it, and even the appraiser and the lender couldn't believe what we were getting for rent. And it wasn't. I'll position it like this: it's not to take advantage of people. It's that we feel like we've earned the right to to get that kind of a rent.
So what
So
kind
that's why
of
we do it.
renovations do you do to be able to get this kind of above market rent?
Yeah, great question, Dave. We typically look at obviously the cosmetic features of a home. But I learned something from my dad. My dad's a real estate investor, very successful guy. And he does mobile home parks in Florida. He still does them. He's in his 90 years old now. But
Wow.
when I was young, uh, I looked at what he did, and everything was very well manicured and still is, almost like Disneyland. And
Hmm.
so I learned that if you put in dollars up front, and while you have renters or in Airbnb guests along the way, then getting rent increases is much less difficult, and also your maintenance costs are very predictable.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
Does that
So what
answer your
I'm
question?
Well, maybe. So what I'm hearing you say is, make it look really nice and then keep it looking really, really nice. So your dad's doing this with the mobile home parks in
Yeah.
Florida. Are you talking about the common areas, or is he kind of mowing everybody's grass to keep everything pristine?
Yeah. Well, as it relates to a single family home on that particular project in Rio Rancho, we went in and we generally will do take care of all the plumbing fixtures. We'll redo those, all the the valves to the toilets,
The
those
taps,
types of things.
the
Yeah,
faucets,
the
everything.
cat.
Yeah.
Right. We check sewer lines and make sure that there's no obstructions or roots or whatnot. On that particular project, we did a full re-roof, take off the old roof, put on a new roof, new windows, vinyl sliding windows, flooring, vinyl plank flooring, luxury vinyl plank flooring, new appliances, disposal. Um, the doors got changed out, retextured inside the house because it had an old texture. And we do something here called, are you familiar with the skip trowel type
Not really, no.
texture? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of a smooth finish. In New Mexico, it's very popular. They have
Okay.
what's called Santa Fe, which is very all smooth on the walls, and then they have something called skip trowel, which kind of has a little swirl to it. So if you ran your hand across it, it would be um, just you'd feel a little swale of the material there.
This is on the interior or the exterior of the house?
Yeah, on the interior.
Interior.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then also did on the exterior, Dave. We did re-stucco the house completely,
That makes a huge
freshened up.
difference, doesn't it? That's
Yeah, it
wow.
sure does. So new windows, new stucco, thinned out the landscaping, uh, put AC, refrigerated air, because being from the desert, those that are from the desert know this. It's almost like a curse word. It's called swamp cooler, evaporative cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
we
want that.
don't we don't we don't like them. And most tenants don't like them, and they're messy and they cause maintenance headaches. So we just put in an air conditioning system. And what else? Yeah, I think that the pretty much. Oh, I'm sorry. We did large format tile in the primary bedroom. So it
Okay.
looks like almost look like kind of a marble, but it's very inexpensive because we use larger tiles, and so the grout work is much less
Much lesser.
extensive, and so the labor costs are lower in that. We love large format tile. Hmm.
Very cool. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. So, what is your goal? Well, no, let me ask a couple questions. First of all, you're a broker. Are you typically finding most of your properties on the MLS, or are you doing off-market deals? Are you trying to get them under market value, or it doesn't really matter much because you're gonna renovate them and bring them up? What's kind of your philosophy there?
Yeah, good questions also. We have never bought anything from the MLS. We
Okay.
generally, like the house I'm sitting in here, I was cold calling and I ran into the guy that owned it. Um, he was thinking of selling it. Um, and then we were getting ready to do the listing. And then he said, we changed our mind. He was living in California at the time. So he was out of state. I found out he was an out of state landlord. And then a year later, I stayed in touch with him. A year later, we talked and he goes, I've just had it. I want to sell that place. So I didn't like jump for it right away, but this property is in a great location relative to the Balloon Fiesta and also a very good area of Albuquerque. So I went over, checked out the house, and he had these tenants in there that were just like hoarders.
Mm.
And so I went back to him. I took pictures. I sent him the pictures. I said, Tony, this place is like pretty rough, man. Uh, and he goes, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, would you be open to selling it to me? And so we cut a deal where it was fair to him, fair to us, and we put some money into it and fixed it up, just like I had explained earlier.
Yeah.
And we got a nice house.
Nice.
The
Nice.
backyard, I mean, it's just gorgeous out there. He did a lot of work. There's a nice covered area with wisteria, uh, nice sitting area, very private backyard. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why he was frustrated if you had tenants like that.
Yeah, and it took a little bit. That was a whole process of trying to get them out.
Yeah.
Uh, Even though we did the right thing for them, we still got hated on, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So when it comes to your portfolio, Mark, what are your goals for the next 12 to 18 months? Where do you see things going with your personal portfolio of properties?
Yeah, I like to think about that. I'm not a young guy anymore. I'm in my 60s, but I have the energy of a younger person, and I had a lot of bumps in the road along in my journey in life. So I started to the game late,
Hmm.
and I always wanted to be a developer. And so, as I mentioned to you before the show started, we're doing some projects, some ground up construction projects, starting with spec homes, and then
Exciting.
we're going to do a home with accessory dwelling, like an ADU.
Yeah.
Uh, and we'll do a few of those. I have the land for that, and then that's all for the purpose of building very nice townhomes, gated townhomes, and fourplexes. So
And
that's
are
kind of
those
the goal.
build to sell or build to hold and rent?
Yeah, build to hold and rent. Yeah.
Nice.
So that when I'm out of here, my family is well taken care of, you know. Yeah.
Very nice. Very
And
nice.
a lot of people think that, I have a successful father. It's like, oh, well, he got, this and he got that. And that's for the furthest from the truth. I have a very uh, smart father, but all of his children have worked for what they've made,
Hmm.
and he's never been the silver spoon guy, which
That's
I
good.
appreciate that because, and I'm not like that either. Yeah.
So when it comes to doing these kind of development type deals, that's pretty capital intensive. Do you use all your own cash or do you bring on investors? How do you finance these things?
Yeah. In the beginning, we were capitalizing everything, and
Mhm.
I thought that was the smart move, and that's furthest from the truth. Also, so what we moved to, I'm okay with partners. Like my son and I get along really well, so that's cool. But
Mhm.
I'm not really a partner guy. I've had people approach me to do deals with them and stuff, and I'm really, really, really selective,
Mhm.
um, as they should be too. You want to have a good synergy with whoever you're going to partner with, because I heard you probably know that saying, right? About partners, about
There's a few.
partners and ships.
No, tell me what the saying
Yeah,
is.
well, I was in the Navy, so it goes like this. And this isn't always true, but it's often true. If that the only kind of ship that doesn't sail is a partnership. Uh, so
So if you don't like working with partners, what do you do? Self-finance everything then?
yeah, so what we do is we get DCR loans, and we'll put our 25. I'll put my 25%, 30% capital in, and
Hmm.
do a DCR loan, 30-year fixed. And I don't really need partners at that point. Same now, we're self-funding the ground up construction on these spec homes. So I still don't need partners, fortunately. And I go to the lender, private equity rather than partners, rather than people I know.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Well, that is good stuff, Mark.
Yeah.
Congratulations on what you've been doing.
Mhm.
If people would
Thank
like
you.
to connect with you and find out more about you, where should they go?
Yeah, I'll just say if anybody has any questions, I'm an open book. I love to help people. I come from a heart of a servant and contribution. And if I don't have anything to sell, I don't have any books, anything like that. Just in the trenches guy that can help. My probably best place to reach me is on LinkedIn, and my name is Mark Rickert. So you go to LinkedIn. I think it's M Rickert or something like that.
You're
Yeah.
probably the only one that's in Santa Fe.
Yes. Right. Have you been to Santa Fe?
I have not. I have not made it to New Mexico yet. And
Yeah, if I want to put a plug in because I'm also an ambassador for New Mexico. Honestly, you guys, it please come here. It's the most unique place. My wife's Navajo. She's a Native American. So you
Mhm.
have the Native influence, you have the Hispanic, the Spanish influence, and the Mexican influence, all kind of coming together to form a really unique place. It's really
Yeah.
cool here. There's tons of hiking, mountains all over the place, biking, mountain biking, the balloon fiesta, great food. If you like spicy food, it's here. Yeah. And
Sounds like
very,
my kind of place.
yeah, very pretty ladies too. If you're kind of single and looking for a lady or, lady
Well,
looking
I'm
for a
not, but
guy. Yeah.
it's always nice little eye candy, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for
Thank you very
having me.
much. All right, everybody, take care, and we will see you on the
See
next
you
one.
later.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.